Hey guys, this is James Graves
and Casey Spitnail from Pixel.
Yeah, and we're gonna show you how to make rough edges in Illustrator. First thing you need to do is you need to start with the illustration. We're gonna start with this one. It's a freebie on Pixel. I'm sure you guys all know about it. We're going to copy that and then go into Photoshop, hit Command N. That's how I like to do it. We'll just open a new document. We're going to make our resolution 200 dpi, and you'll find out why in a second. Then we're going to give a little bit of air around our illustration. Right now it's going to be the exact size of it, so we're going to boost this up to 6, boost this up to we'll go up to 9. Then you paste right in there. So you got it in.
Is there a reason why it was a smart object?
Not really.
Just paste randomly.
Just paste randomly, no disregard for human life. You get it, sometimes it helps if it's a smart object, if you want to resize. We're not going to resize anything on this particular exercise, so it doesn't really matter, since it's all going to get rasterized anyway. Then you go up to filter.
Are you done, or?
No.
No, we're not done. Are the cookies done, or what are the lightsaber pretzels?
It's practice, or?
No.
No,
not
this
practice.
is real. You go to filter, and you go to stylize, and we're gonna diffuse this little guy. Play around with these, whichever one seems the best. It looks like normal is gonna give you the best rough edges, and what we're doing right now is we're just trying to get these to be not perfect. As you can see, it kind of roughs them up, and obviously it looks like crap right now, but when we take it into Illustrator, we'll fix all that with the live trace. What we're also gonna what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to add a little bit of texture to this. So what I did is I added.
That's my son.
Yeah, that's Luke coughing. He's feeling a little under the weather, maybe, or maybe he's just tired. What I did, as you can see, is I have the layer right here. You got your smart filter on it, and I added a layer mask just by clicking this little guy. Then what I did is I've got this brush. It's a pretty nice little brush. You can get it by going over here. Select your brush tool. Then you select whatever brush you want. I'm just going to grab this guy. It's just one that I have on hand. Then the next step is going to be right over here. You're going to want to make it black. That means whatever you click is going to subtract from the illustration. I'm just going to click once. As you can see, it's a pretty nice little brush. The next step, and your layer mask is going to look like that. You're going to be able to see the black subtracted away. Then you go up to image. We're going to make it grayscale. Just keep hitting enter. It just asks you if you want to flatten it and rasterize it and all that, which we do. Then you're going to hit Command L. That'll bring up your levels, and you're going to get it so you can see your illustration. And then what our goal here is to get mostly just black and white showing up. That'll help you when you go back into Illustrator and when you're live tracing. So just bring this up and just make it look as cool as you can. This is pretty much what it's going to look like. It'll be a little cleaner, but this is pretty much what it's going to look like once you live trace everything. As you can see, we're missing some of this, but that's kind of cool, so I'm just going to leave it. Now if you want a little more texture in other places, you can go back and maybe add a little more white with your with your brush, or you can bring a texture in even and subtract from that. For the sake of time, I'm just going to use this brush. And Command L again. Add a little more contrast. And hit OK. Now we're going to want to save this out. And I'm saving them out as bitmaps. And you can really just save it as whatever. And save it to, I'm just going to save it to my desktop, just somewhere where you know where it's at. If you're working in a file, obviously save it there. Then we're going to want to open this up in Illustrator. Next step, zoom on in, because you're really going to want to know what's happening with your live tracing. Depending on where your format is, you're going to want to go to tracing options. If you're in the format that I'm in, you can just click on this little drop down and go to tracing options. If not, just go up to help and type tracing options and you'll find it. So then you click that and you'll get this little preference box. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to click ignore white, because you don't want any of that. Right, Luke? I like to change this. I'm going to resample it. I'm going to resample it as 600. And then I'm going to take this corner angle and bring it way up. And what this does is, wherever there's a corner, it'll try to round it a little more. And sometimes you can get a little cleaner texture with that. But it just depends on what you're trying to do. Preview it. And once this is done doing its thing, we'll be able to see what it's going to look like, and we can edit it from there depending on what we want. And I recommend you edit it. As you can see, it's pretty, I mean, it doesn't really look any different. It still looks pretty, I'd say, pixelated. If this is what you're going for, then that's fine. And if you zoom out, it's going to look pretty nice. But I like to have a little more detail, so I'm going to go ahead and round it up a little bit. Just click out of that once you change the number. I'm going to blur it just a little bit. And this may be too much, and if it is, I'm just going to go back and take the blur down a little bit. It is a little too blurry, so I'm going to take it down to 2. And just like all good things, it's just a matter of trial and error and what you're looking for. So there you go. That looks pretty good. As you can see, we got some pretty nice stuff going on with this book. I'm pretty happy with it. We got that link, pretty much. That link's missing half of its thing, but that's kind of cool. So we're gonna go ahead and hit trace because we're satisfied with what it is. And that'll take no time at all. Then we just hit expand up at the top if you're in this format. Then we zoom out, and there you have it. It's texturized, it's vector, and it's not perfect. That's what we were going for. So, how do you start this thing?
Why don't you thank them for watching?
Oh, thank you all for watching. I hope it was helpful. We'll be doing some more of these videos in the future, so if this wasn't completely boring, please tune in.